If you've ever found yourself curled up on the couch after a binge, your stomach tight, your head foggy, promising yourself you'll start again tomorrow, I want you to know that you're not alone and that you're not broken. I've been there. The deep shame after eating too much, the urge to erase it somehow, the promising myself I'd start over the next day, usually with more restriction, more rules, more pressure to get it together. The exact same cycle over and over again. Restriction, binging, guilt, overcompensation, over and over again. But here's what I wish someone had told me back then. You don't need to fix yourself after a binge. What you really need is care, not control. A binge doesn't mean that you're broken. It's not a lack of willpower. It's more so a signal or a sign that your body and mind are trying to tell you something. And when you know how to respond with compassion instead of punishment, that is when the real change starts, and not with more rules or whatever. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the exact steps to take after a binge that are rooted in self-compassion and actual healing. No crash plans, no diet, just a calmer, more grounded way to respond to your body so the binge doesn't spiral into another cycle of that guilt and restriction. So take a deep breath, get cozy, and let's dive in. Why binge episodes happen in the first place? First, I want you to remind you that binging is not a character flaw. It is actually a biological and emotional response. Binging is usually the result of three overlapping things. 1, restrictive eating or undereating. Even if you're not intentionally dieting, you might not be eating enough during the day. Especially that's often seen earlier in the day, like let's say, for example, skipping breakfast. So your body notices that. Then number 2, emotional overwhelm, stress, loneliness, anxiety, boredom, even exhaustion. It's where food can become your brain's go-to way to self-soothe. The last one is mental restriction, or that deep fear of losing control around food. You know, telling yourself certain foods are bad or good, or that you can't be trusted with them creates tension. And that tension builds up, and usually, the release happens in the evening in form of a binge. So we often blame the binge, but forget to look at what happened before. Were you eating enough that day? Were you mentally restricting certain foods? Were you overwhelmed and disconnected from yourself? Your binge is never just about food, nor is it a lack of willpower. It is a message about unmet needs. And that is what we're going to gently explore today. Your body is trying to protect you, not punish you. So let's not punish our body for it, right? So the 5 steps that actually help. Step 1, pause the punishment talk. That voice that shows up right after a binge, the one that says you blew it, you need to make up for this, you're just a failure, you can't be trusted, is not your truth. It's your shame voice, and it is what is keeping you stuck. Instead of spiraling, pause, take a few deep breaths and say this to yourself. This happened. It doesn't mean I'm back at square one. I'm allowed to make mistakes, and now I'm responding with care. And even consider in that moment placing a hand on your heart, closing your eyes, and grounding yourself physically. Really like taking that message, that sentence you're saying to yourself truly deep into your system, that it is all okay, like reminding yourself that you're safe and that it's all okay. Then step number 2, get curious and not critical. That is super important. Instead of jumping into restriction, take a moment to reflect and ask yourself some questions like, what led up to this binge? Did I eat enough during the day? Was I hungry? Was I mentally restricting a certain food? Did something trigger me emotional? Maybe even try journaling or voice noting your thoughts. And this step is about data, it's not about having a diary of guilt. So look at it like you're a kind of a detective and not a judge. Because when it comes to the healing from binge eating, when it comes to healing from a binge, it's truly never about punishment or judgment. It's about self-compassion and truly going inwards and seeing what was actually happening. Because as we learned before, it's about an unmet need. I've been trying to say this so long. An unmet need. Now we got it. Anyway, so it's about that. And that's why we want to get curious what actually triggered by asking ourselves those questions about what happened that led up to this. Then step number 3, nourish your body anyway. After a binge, it is common to want to skip the next meal, but that just sets you up for more binging later. Your body still needs food and it still deserves nourishment. So eat a gentle, satisfying, balanced meal, not to fix anything, just to care for your body. For example, think about warm, grounding foods, not just a plain salad, something that truly gives you satisfaction and energy. And really don't skip the next meal. Maybe, that is a bowl of oats, a warm soup, or an avocado toast, whatever feels easy and neutral. And this isn't about perfection. It's about proving to your body that it is safe to receive nourishment even after a binge. Then step number 4, reconnect with your body without food. After a binge, it's completely normal to feel disconnected from your body. That heavy feeling of shame, that urge to disconnect. I want you to know that is a natural response. But right now, in that moment, what your body needs most is gentle reconnection and no judgment. I'm repeating myself with this, but it's so crucial. So let me guide you through some simple practices that can help you feel grounded again. You could, for example, do a 5-minute body scan, or longer or shorter, whatever you prefer. So you could find a quiet space, lie down, or sit comfortably, and starting from your toes, moving up to your head, simply notice each part of your body without judgment. Just observe the sensation. Or alternatively, just lay down at least, place your hand on your body or in your belly, on your heart, and gently breathe for a couple of minutes. Then another thing you could try is gentle movement. So try these simple exercises. For example, lower your shoulders forward and back, gentle neck stretches, ear to shoulder, soft twists in your chair, like this, just like some kind of movement. Because remember, we're moving to feel present, to feel connected inside our body, and not to compensate. Or you could try mindful walking, so take a short walk, even if it's just around the room. And when you do that, feel each step, the way your feet connect with the ground. Really stay present on that sensation of your feet connecting to the ground. Notice the air on your skin if you're walking outside. Or you could also try sensory reconnection. So run your hands under warm water, feeling the sensation of your water. Apply lotion to your body mindfully on your hands or feet only. Hold a warm cup of tea and feel that warmth in your hands. Wrap yourself in a soft blanket and feel that. Because what is important here is to really feel inside your body again and not think about the food or anything, but just about the sensation within your body or on your body. And if you want to take this a little step further, as you do those practices, of course not all at the same time, but whenever you do those practices, try repeating statements that are little gentle reminders to yourself, like, this feeling is temporary. My body is doing the best to support me. I can rebuild trust with my body one moment at a time. I don't need to fix anything. I just need to be present. And remember, this isn't about forcing connection. It is about creating a gentle bridge back to yourself. Your body has been carrying you through everything, and it is still here, ready to support you. And these small moments of reconnection might feel so simple, but they're super powerful. They remind your body that you're also still here, and that you're still caring, that you're still showing up even after a difficult moment. Then step number 5, remind yourself you don't need to start over. This is very important. After a binge, there is this voice that says, you messed up. Tomorrow has to be perfect again, or maybe this on Monday. But what if you didn't start over? What if you just kept going? Because fact is, there's nothing to undo. You don't need to restrict tomorrow. You don't need to earn your meals back by hitting the gym harder. This moment that just happened, this binge, doesn't define you. Healing happens in between the binges, in how you respond to yourself with love and not punishment. One binge doesn't cancel out all your progress. So start reframing. Today was hard, but I'm learning. I'm still showing up for myself. And you don't need you truly don't need to overcorrect. You just need to continue. And that's where the healing happens. And yeah, it's when you're in that binge restrict cycle, I know it can feel so counterintuitive because we've been in that guilt and all of that for so long, but think about it. Like I always say it almost in every video, but has it helped you in any way to act that way, to restrict and to, like not allow yourself and to punish yourself and all of that? It hasn't worked. But if you, continue and don't because often also when we tell ourselves, yeah, I might as well just start again tomorrow, that's when we might even further binge and finish all that we have in the cupboard, or maybe binge the next day, and then the other day is it's like the starting over time or whatever it is. So if you've been in that cycle, what you've been doing until now hasn't helped. You're still stuck in there, and that's why we need to start doing something differently. And that's why it maybe sounds too simple, or that's why it maybe seems not true that, well, now I was restricting and now suddenly I should do the opposite almost. So truly trust me with this, because that is what helped me finally break free. No restriction, no punishment, no hitting the gym harder has ever helped me until I started being more self-compassionate and healing from within. What changes when you practice all of this is that when you respond to a binge with care instead of control, something shifts. The binges start to lose power and become less frequent. The guilt softens and you start trusting yourself again. You stop fearing food. You realize that the world doesn't end after a binge. You gain the capacity to meet your needs earlier before they become too much. You begin to realize that freedom doesn't come from controlling your food. It comes from reconnecting with yourself. And that's something that took me years to finally know, and hence why I'm doing what I do. I don't want the same to happen to you. I want to help you get out of that loop faster, and there is a way out, trust me. And if nighttime eating or food guilt is something you struggle with a lot, I created a free training that walks you through the gentle method I used to break that cycle of overcoming. I used to break that cycle and overcome my cravings in a gentle, doable way. It's a simple practice, and it's helped so many other women feel more at peace with food, and you can start today as well. So just check the link down below. It's totally free. And all of this that I share today isn't about getting it perfect. It's about getting more present. The way you respond to yourself after binge, that is the real transformation. And hopefully by watching this, you start to think about it, and which means then you're already doing it. So I'd love to hear from you. What is one thing that resonated with you in this video, or one gentle step that you're going to try after watching this? Let me know down in the comments. I love to read them and love connecting with you there. And if this video supported you in any way, feel free to hit that like button. It really helps more women who are struggling with food or body image find this kind of content. And if you want more videos like this each week, go and hit that subscribe button. I've got so much more coming your way. And one more if you don't want to wait until the next video, have a look here at the video here that YouTube thinks you'll like next. Lots of love. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.